Hello and welcome. I noticed when I was installing the dryer vent on the outside of my laundry room, I seemed to have a lot of ants crawling around out there, and quite a lot of ants. And so I went to the store and looked at some of the ant products that they had uh, there, and found this one here, the Taro Outdoor Liquid Ant Bait Stakes. And one of the reasons I went with this one is because it was liquid, which means that it's uh, going to be very accessible to the ants. They don't have to bite apart, a solid chunk like some of the other ones are. And even if they touch it, it's going to be on their body, and hopefully they'll take it back to the nest, right? Because that's the whole goal here is to get them to take this stuff, not only eat it, but the worker ants to take it back to the nest and have others consume it as well. So hopefully get rid of the whole nest. So here's the area here. Like I said, I was installing my dryer vent right there. And then I was here and noticed some ants. And so I rustled around the bark chips here. And it's like just thousands of them, hundreds and thousands of them just were like started coming up out of the bark and all over the place. Uh, so I said, okay, need to do something about this. So that's when I went to the store and got the taro. The other day, I put this back here, and I just basically came over. You break off these little tabs. There's a little tab on the side there. Get one of these out here, and I'll show it to you. Uh, you see, you see here, you got the tab on the side, and you snap that off, and there's just a little hole in the side. And let's see if I can open one of these out. They do snap open. Probably should have brought my screwdriver or something out here. See if I can get this open. And that's a little tougher than I can grab with my fingers here. I don't want to break this one open just yet. But let's see, you can see, I don't know if you can see the liquid level in there. That's that line, that shiny part right there. That's the level of the liquid inside there. And so this one, ooh, look, ants. There we go. See, so I came out yesterday, and there were a bunch of ants around the opening. So they were consuming it. And this one is definitely down lower liquid level than it was. So they have been consuming it. And if I, let's see, do a little rustling around here in the bark chips, and you're seeing, oh, look, now we got some activity. Oops, now they're getting on me. Oh no, I'm gonna be eaten alive. So there's still definitely some activity going on. Maybe I'll rustle them up a little bit more here, and then we will see. But this is nothing compared to what it was the other day. As soon as I started doing this, they were just all over the place. This is fairly good right here. So let's hope maybe getting rustling them up a little bit will get a little more activity in there, a little more feeding frenzy maybe, and we can get them to take more of this back to the nest. And then we will check back again maybe tomorrow to see what the level of activity is. But I also wanted to, I don't know if you guys have these where you are, but one of the things I did do before at the last place I live in Burbank, I had a problem. I came home one day and on either side of my steps going into my unit, there was a line of ants crawling up the wall from the ground. And so I went to the store and I bought the older style, um, the little plastic ant trap, bait traps. And I knew that it wasn't going to be effective unless you got the ants to actually come and take them, right, and take it back to the nest. So I and um, popped one open to see what was in it, and it turned out there was this little cube of gel material in there. I go, well, that's not real, shall we say, user friendly to ants, right? Um, It's because it's just a big chunk and they're going to have to sit there and gnaw at it and bite at it. And that's probably won't be as effective as I'd like it to be. So I thought for a while and I came up, well, why don't, with an idea, why don't I just take a knife and I'll cut some some slots in it. I did it at an angle so that it created these little peaks of this gel stuff. So, well, that's a lot easier to grab onto, but then I need to entice them to get them, to attract them to go in and actually start taking chunks of this stuff. And then I kind of remembered what I used to do with mouse traps, rat traps. Just use peanut butter. So I took a teeny little bit of peanut butter and rubbed it around this block. Not too much, you don't want to feed them, you just want to attract them. So I rubbed it around the block and I snapped these little plastic enclosure back together and I stuck one on either side of the steps because there was two lines, one line on either side of the steps going into my unit. 24 hours later, no more ants. Ants were not visible anywhere. And I, for the rest of the year that I lived there, I never saw another ant around inside or outside the unit. So that seemed to have been pretty effective. But the point being is you have to attract them to the, in this case, poison. And it's very similar in any sort of marketing environment as well. You need to attract people, prospects, to your product, whatever it is. If you're a retail store owner, or you're selling physical goods, or you're a restaurateur selling food, and also you're selling an environment there as well. You probably have these little places in your town where you live that seem to be, certain days of the week, they're just flooded with people. Uh, and that can be as the result of many things. They happen to have a very good special on that day, and they have good food, but on this day they do a special thing that only happens one time a week. That's their attraction. Um, and there's also sometimes you'll just get good word of mouth, or you'll have just a kind of an accidental, almost viral situation where maybe a certain group in town picks that location one day, and they have to wait outside. Maybe it's a little hole in the wall place, but they have good food, and this place, these people, this group comes over, and they wait outside for a little bit, so until the place gets a big enough set of tables that they can sit at. And but then this whole time, people are coming by and seeing, whoa, it's this big group waiting. There must be something good there, right? And so they will kind of create a viral sensation there, and from then on, maybe that day of the week, or the place just becomes popular because of that one little viral kind of situation. I mean, we've seen it on the internet, and nobody does anything real special, but they happen to hit something at this one particular time, and boom, they're doing good. So it just comes down to some sort of attraction that people want and are interested in. And just like, you have to get the ants attracted to the bait for the bait to work, you have to have offer some sort of value to your customers to get them to come along for the ride with you and become a long-term customer. Because you don't want to continually trying to have to get new customers all the time, because that's the hardest and the most expensive, is to attract a lot of times what you call a front end buyer, right? And so you want to give them value, things of value to make them want to stay around and work with you and become a valued customer.